Okay, y'all, I'm busy, but I gotta say one thing. This rat-ass bitch, right?
No one is ready for the war that just erupted between Cardi B and JT of the City Girls. Just when fans thought the rap beef was cooling down, JT has come out swinging. And she's not holding back. From scathing insults to accusations about abortions, this feud has turned darker, deeper, and more personal than ever before. And trust me, you're going to want to wait and watch the clip to see what is going on, because this is more than just music. This is war with receipts, emotions, and reputations on the line.
Okay, y'all, I'm busy, but I gotta say one thing. This rat-ass bitch, right? This bitch supposed to be a motherfucking brim, and she threatening to snitch on some motherfucking body because she don't have anything to say about a bitch. That hoe is a loser. Wait, no, I got two things to say. So then she said, I'm gonna tell everybody nation what you said, what he said. No, not just that. The bitch trying to spread fake tea about abortions when she stood her illiterate ass in front of millions of people and said she stands for pro-choice. Drops bomb. I can't take the dumb bitch serious. I can't take the... And bitch, show me typing those motherfucking messages, or I'm calling the police on your ass for defamation of character, bitch, because I'm sick of it, hoe. And I will be back. And I'm never getting off your ass.
It all began when Cardi dropped her highly anticipated album, where she didn't hesitate to call out her rivals by name and shade others with sly bars. But what caught everyone's attention was the way she came for JT. The diss sent shockwaves across social media, because fans knew if there was one rapper who wouldn't let it slide, it was JT. And true to form, she came back with venom. JT didn't wait for an interview, a verse, or even a staged rollout. Instead, she hopped on Snapchat in the middle of the night and fired shots straight at Cardi B. She called Cardi a rata butch, making it clear that she was done with subliminals and ready for war. The streets were buzzing, fans were glued to their phones, and the question became clear. What made JT this mad? Well, according to JT, Cardi crossed a line. It wasn't just a lyrical jab or a social media meme. JT accused Cardi of disrespecting one of the most sensitive and personal topics in a woman's life, her alleged abortions. Cardi, who is often claimed to be pro-choice, allegedly used JT's personal struggles as ammo in their feud. That's when things took a turn from petty to personal. To make matters worse, Cardi didn't just throw shade. She backed it up with screenshots. Yes, Cardi B shared what she claimed were receipts, screenshots from private conversations that seemed to confirm JT had been pregnant with Lil Uzi Vert's child, but chose to terminate. Suddenly, the entire internet was dissecting the messages, debating whether Cardi crossed the line or whether JT was hiding a truth she never wanted exposed. Fans were already stunned, but the drama didn't stop there. Cardi doubled down with a brutal response. I want justice for them babies. Your man make you abort every time. Ask what he told me about how he felt when he wanted to see Brit in that courtroom and she didn't show up? Or do I need to play the audio? The fact that Cardi even mentioned audio tapes left fans shook. Did she really have recordings? Could she expose Lil Uzi Vert in ways that might change everything for JT? And then Cardi twisted the knife deeper. She brought up Roc Nation, hinting that JT and her team were ungrateful and threatening to share even more receipts. The implication? That this wasn't just a rap beef. This was about industry power, alliances, and betrayal. By this point, Twitter was in flames. Instagram blogs lit up. TikTok edits started flying across the internet. People weren't just entertained, they were divided. Some stood by JT, saying Cardi had gone way too far by airing out private reproductive choices. Others sided with Cardi, arguing that if JT wanted to call her out, she had to be ready for the smoke. And so, the question looms. Is this just another rap beef destined to blow over? Or is this the beginning of the most explosive feud we've seen in hip-hop in years? Because what started as music is now crossing into courtrooms, personal trauma, and even industry secrets. And if Cardi really has the audio she threatened to release, this could destroy careers, No one could have predicted how explosive this feud would become once JT responded publicly to Cardi B's diss on Am I the Drama? Fans are still reeling from the intensity of her Snapchat tirade, and the stakes couldn't be higher. But why now? Why did Cardi choose this exact moment to expose JT and dig into personal history? According to insiders, it wasn't just about the bars on her album. Cardi wanted to reclaim control over her narrative and make it very clear that no one could cross her without consequences. Cardi's strategy was precise. She didn't just throw shade, she curated evidence. The screenshots she shared weren't random. They were carefully selected to highlight alleged hypocrisy and to give context to JT's previous claims. In her eyes, JT had been sending mixed signals publicly, while privately making choices that contradicted her pro-choice stance. For Cardi, this wasn't just a diss track, it was accountability. Meanwhile, JT's response was swift and unfiltered. Calling Cardi a buck wasn't just an insult, it was a declaration of war. It sent a message to fans and industry insiders alike. JT was willing to fight dirty, and she wasn't afraid to expose personal matters. Snapchat, as a platform, gave her immediacy and rawness, a way to bypass PR teams and speak directly to the streets. This direct approach energized her fan base, who flooded social media with clips, reactions, and memes. The feud also highlights the intense intersection of personal life and public image in modern hip-hop. Cardi has always been transparent about her life, from motherhood to relationships. She knows that transparency builds loyalty with fans. JT, on the other hand, has a curated persona, one that prioritizes image and alliances. When Cardi allegedly revealed private reproductive information, it not only embarrassed JT but also challenged her carefully maintained image. Fans immediately started debating the morality and ethics of Cardi's move. On one hand, some argue that JT put herself in the public eye and should be prepared for scrutiny. On the other, critics say Cardi crossed a line by using deeply personal information as ammunition. Comments poured in on Instagram and Twitter. "This is beyond rap beef. This is invasive," one user wrote. Another fired back, "JT should have expected the smoke if she tried to come at Cardi first." Social media algorithms fed the drama. Every screenshot, clip, and video reaction spread like wildfire. The feud became a trending topic within hours, and fans started dissecting lyrics, comparing posts, and creating timelines of the alleged events. TikTok especially exploded with theories and interpretations, with some fans suggesting the feud could have long-term consequences for both artists' careers. In addition, Cardi's mention of audio evidence added another layer of suspense. She hinted that there were recordings that could corroborate her claims and possibly implicate other industry figures. The uncertainty of what she might release kept fans on edge, eagerly refreshing social media, waiting for the next bombshell. The mere suggestion of audio was enough to send JT's fan base into defensive mode, scrambling to support their favorite artist. This feud also demonstrates the power dynamics in the music industry, where alliances, loyalty, and reputation are constantly tested. Cardi, as a reigning female rapper, holds significant influence. JT, equally powerful, isn't used to being publicly challenged in this way. The collision of these forces made the conflict inevitable and incredibly compelling for fans who follow every twist and turn. But what about Lil Uzi Vert? He's undeniably caught in the crossfire. Cardi's allegations referenced his involvement indirectly, which thrust him into public scrutiny. While Uzi has remained mostly silent, the pressure of being mentioned in such a high-profile feud undoubtedly affects both his image and his relationships within the industry. It's a reminder that in these battles, even peripheral players can face collateral damage. The receipts Cardi B shared are at the heart of this feud, and they're not just screenshots, they're a statement. Cardi has made it clear that she doesn't throw shade without backing it up. Fans are still buzzing over her detailed documentation, which allegedly proves that JT had previously been pregnant with Lil Uzi Vert's child, but chose to terminate. By releasing this information, Cardi not only reinforced her diss track claims, but also painted a broader picture of what she sees as JT's contradictions. Social media erupted immediately. Fans analyzed every image, every message, and every timeline. The reactions ranged from shocked disbelief to outright support for Cardi. Some argued that exposing this private matter was harsh but necessary to defend her legacy and protect her personal life from ongoing attacks. Others questioned whether dragging sensitive reproductive history into a public feud crossed a line. Regardless, the attention was undeniable. Cardi had dominated the conversation once again, and JT was forced to respond. JT's Snapchat responses came with fury and defiance. Her branding as a rata buck struck hard, but it also revealed vulnerability. Fans began dissecting the choice of words, wondering if it was a calculated distraction from the allegations or a genuine expression of anger. Some speculated that JT was trying to rally her fan base while buying time to gather her own evidence. Either way, the feud had clearly entered a new, more intense phase. What made this feud particularly captivating is the intersection of public image, personal relationships, and past mistakes. Cardi leveraged her transparency as a tool to defend herself and her family, while JT's carefully maintained persona was put on the line. This contrast created a compelling narrative, showing how two powerful women navigate conflicts in a hyper-public industry. Every tweet, clip, and post now carried weight, and every word could escalate the drama. Fans weren't just spectators, they were active participants. Twitter threads exploded with commentary, Instagram stories dissected every line from Cardi's post, and TikTok videos recreated and dramatized the timeline. Memes began circulating, some humorous, others sharply critical, but all keeping the feud trending. In real time, the public essentially became part of the story, amplifying the stakes for both artists. One particularly dramatic moment came when Cardi hinted at audio evidence. While she didn't reveal the full content, her suggestion that recordings exist only intensified speculation. Fans flooded social media with theories, analyzing previous interviews, social posts, and even JT's gestures during public appearances. The idea that more proof could be released at any moment created a sense of suspense, reminiscent of a serialized drama, keeping everyone on edge. Meanwhile, industry insiders began weighing in. Some suggested that Cardi's strategy was not only about retaliation, but also about securing dominance in the female rap hierarchy. Others argued that JT had underestimated Cardi's ability to blend personal storytelling with lyrical precision. Either way, the professional implications were clear. This feud wasn't just personal. It was a calculated move to assert power and influence. The role of Lil Uzi Vert cannot be ignored. Though he has remained mostly silent, Cardi's mentions placed him under a microscope. Fans debated his involvement, speculated on his feelings, and questioned how this could affect his career. In a feud of this scale, even indirect participants are forced to contend with the fallout, and Uzi's name being included added another layer of tension to the story. As the feud escalates, the conversation has shifted to morality, loyalty, and accountability. Cardi's supporters praise her for standing up for herself and her family. JT's fans argue that private matters should remain private, and that exposing such sensitive information could have long-term repercussions. This duality keeps the narrative compelling, with no clear resolution in sight. No one is holding back in this saga, and the drama continues to unfold like a wildfire across social media. In the latest round, JT didn't mince words, hopping on Snapchat with a firestorm of claims and insults aimed directly at Cardi B. Fans were quick to notice the sharpness in her tone, as she referred to Cardi as a rat a butch, setting the stage for yet another heated confrontation in what has now become a prolonged feud. JT didn't stop there. She took a deep dive into Cardi B's album disses, targeting her for bringing up highly personal topics, alleged abortions, despite Cardi publicly asserting that she is pro-choice. The tension escalates further when you consider the sensitive nature of these claims. Fans are split, some defending Cardi for exposing perceived truths, while others criticize JT's harsh response as justified given the personal nature of the topic. Cardi's earlier revelations included screenshots suggesting JT had been pregnant with Lil Uzi Vert's child, but terminated the pregnancy. This has sparked a flurry of discussion online, and JT's Snapchat response indicates that the feud is far from over. The emotional stakes are high. This isn't just about music anymore. These are personal attacks, and the clash between public perception and private realities is now center stage. Fans are waiting to see what Cardi will do next. Will she drop more receipts to support her claims? She has already hinted at having audio recordings that back up her side of the story, teasing the audience with the possibility of playing them publicly. The suspense is palpable, and viewers are glued to their screens, anticipating the next reveal in this ongoing saga. In a world where social media acts as both the court of law and public square, this feud is emblematic of modern celebrity culture. Every post, comment, or story adds fuel to the fire. Cardi has been vocal about justice for them babies, implying that JT's actions affected multiple parties, and fans are eagerly dissecting every nuance of her response. Meanwhile, the tension between Roc Nation affiliations and personal entanglements comes into play. Cardi's cryptic comments about what he said regarding Roc Nation suggest deeper industry politics at work. The layers of this feud are complex, combining personal grievances with professional maneuverings, which makes the story both riveting and polarizing. Cardi's approach appears calculated. She is giving just enough information to keep the audience engaged, while withholding key elements for dramatic effect. The phrase, "just ungrateful," has gone viral among fans, highlighting Cardi's emotional investment in revealing her side while also keeping JT on the defensive. The dialogue between the two artists now feels like a chess game. Each move is strategic, with public perception and media coverage influencing every step. JT's direct confrontation on Snapchat forced Cardi to respond with measured yet pointed commentary, showing her media savvy and understanding of audience psychology. As this feud continues, it's evident that the stakes are not merely reputational but also deeply personal. Cardi's insistence on justice for the affected parties positions her as someone fighting for more than just her image. She is asserting moral accountability in the public eye, challenging JT's narrative with evidence and public statements. The drama reaches new heights as Cardi B continues to hold her ground, refusing to back down even in the face of JT's fiery Snapchat attack. The rapper has made it clear that she isn't just defending herself. She's defending what she sees as the truth, exposing the layers of deception and the alleged wrongdoings that have affected not just her, but the people around her. Fans are captivated, dissecting every word, every post, and every subtle hint that might reveal what truly happened behind the scenes. Cardi's commitment to sharing her side has resonated with many, who view her as taking a stand against betrayal and dishonesty in a world where public image often masks private realities. Her insistence on justice for them babies has sparked intense debate online, as viewers consider the implications of past decisions, public accountability, and personal responsibility. This isn't just a musical feud anymore, it's a high-stakes personal confrontation played out on a global stage. While JT's aggressive responses drew immediate attention, Cardi's measured yet powerful replies demonstrate a careful strategy. She knows when to reveal, when to tease, and when to hold back, keeping her audience engaged while maintaining control over her narrative. Every comment, screenshot, and hint of audio evidence serves to solidify her position, making it clear that she's not playing around and isn't afraid to escalate if necessary. The tension between personal and professional life is palpable. Cardi has not only addressed alleged personal betrayals, but has also intertwined them with broader issues, such as industry alliances and reputational stakes. References to Roc Nation and the power dynamics within her career emphasize that this feud isn't only emotional, it has far-reaching professional implications as well. Fans continue to speculate about the audio she teased. Could it contain shocking revelations about JT's actions, or will it further vindicate Cardi? The suspense has created a fervent online atmosphere, with reactions ranging from outrage to support, amplifying the drama surrounding the feud. Each post and comment by both parties fuels the fire, making it clear that social media has become the new battlefield for celebrity conflicts. Cardi's strategic use of timing, language, and evidence shows a keen understanding of public perception. She teases just enough information to keep her audience invested, creating anticipation for the next development. Meanwhile, JT's direct approach on Snapchat shows she's willing to confront her rival head-on, making this back and forth increasingly captivating for fans. The emotional stakes are high. Cardi's references to past personal violations and betrayals make her responses resonate on a deeper level. This isn't simply a battle for bragging rights in the rap industry. It's about asserting self-worth, defending her legacy, and reclaiming agency in her life story. The personal and professional collide in a way that keeps fans glued to their screens. As the feud unfolds, the line between reality and performance blurs. Every public statement, social media post, and hint at further evidence contributes to a narrative that fans eagerly follow and dissect. Cardi's ability to balance vulnerability with assertiveness has become a hallmark of her public persona. And in this conflict, it shines through as she controls the narrative while maintaining her emotional authenticity. The question on everyone's mind is, what comes next? Will Cardi release the audio evidence she teased? Will JT escalate further? How will the public react as more details emerge? The suspense is almost unbearable, and it's clear that the next chapter could redefine public perceptions of both artists. As fans continue to speculate, one thing is certain. This feud has captured global attention, blending personal revelations, public accountability, and industry dynamics into a narrative that is as enthralling as it is dramatic. Cardi B has made it clear. She will not be silenced, and she will continue to share her truth no matter how explosive the consequences. The story isn't over. It's evolving, and everyone watching knows the next revelation could send shockwaves across the industry.